recording is on for the final battle. Okay, so your character and your entire team is going to arrive. Stop the clinking for a little while. Okay, getting back to the island of Besaid is relatively difficult, but most of that is not handled by Nikhil or your team. It is handled by the rest of the Albed presence that are controlling the resistance. You're basically like below deck, in a sort of like all sitting on rows of benches that are lying against the wall, sort of looking at each other, checking that you have all of your spells ready to go for battle, going over like magical objects, like inventories and like securing and everything. You see that some of the Albed have like started making, what are they called? Belts for different magical objects, so that even if you drop them, they don't drop to the floor and you can just pick them up again with an object interaction. More advanced stuff that is being tested right now for the first time, but once you so after a
I do want to specify real quick here that Blink, instead of being infused into a staff, is now infused into the dagger I have.
Okay.
I do not need a staff at all.
Oh, because can you ignore having material components if you are out of wild shape?
I can ignore material components as long as it doesn't have a cost associated always.
Even while you're out of wild shape?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Same thing with verbal and somatic.
Interesting. Okay. That is OP. You got that at level 20.
Yes.
On top of the infinite wild shapes. Interesting.
Yes. Well, because they have to have something for the caster druids and the wild shape druids. Like, Circle of the Land isn't exactly fighting every fight as a sparrow.
Well, they should be once they get
these spells, but like
these spells. I mean,
it's not as necessary for their build. They had to give them something for the casters.
Okay, it's overpowered either way. A little bit more, a little bit less. Cool. Relatively, like after a couple of hours of getting sort of like tossed about in this metal cage, hearing the detonations of divine level spells being cast, you are the sea suddenly quiets down, and so does the sound. You see that the arrival of this calm has your team tensing up a little bit.
That means deployment.
Yeah. Karis is going to come downstairs from the deck and is going to say, no enemy in sight, but we're currently making contact with the people of Besaid.
We're inside the barrier then?
We made it in.
Okay. Let's get on deck and ready for deployment.
Karis is going to say, actually, the rest of your team is going to stay here. The door in the back of the room will open as soon as they need to be deployed, but we want to keep our best secret weapons hidden.
Okay.
Just in case. You are coming up back.
Great.
So, you are going to come out of the deck to see, like a sort of the color of the shield that is like white towards the top, but pink the closer it gets to the sea. Colors the whole place. You see that it dampens the flashes and the sounds of the battle going up directly above the island of the Sade. You're still seeing two forms, that are like large and complex, fighting parts of their bodies coming in and out of portals from the far plane, throwing divine level spells and matching one another's energies, but the sounds don't make it past the barrier, and the flashes barely register while the light of the sun is sort of like stabilized. It feels like this shield not only protects the people of this island from damage and destruction, but also keeps them in a beautiful place to live. You haven't seen a haven of peace, like a peaceful place like this since the start of this apocalypse.
And even then.
Huh?
And even then.
You've been to you've spotted the island of Besaid from your old ship, the Redundant, previously. So like you'd seen the place with like blitzball players and civilians just like having fun on the beach and stuff.
How far out into ocean does the barrier extend?
I'd say I want to give you room to move around during the fight. So as far as this, right? If every square...
So not very far at all.
No, not...
Which
no.
means that they have no aquaculture available, so these people are going to be slowly starving if they don't have any clerics or druids.
You see that the place has a large population of people, way more than you had seen before. You're able to tell based on the number of plumes of smoke coming from the village and the sheer number of people that are already on the beach. Many of them sunbathing or playing. The ever presence of the apocalypse above, all over the world. It seems that since the shield was erected, they've been protected from it, and that their lives have returned almost to normal. You see trees that are being cut to in the manner typical when you're preparing to sow a field, basically. And you see that a lot of nets have been placed along the shores. You see a lot of like people fishing. As you arrive with your metallic giant in front of the beach, you stir a little bit of commotion. A lot. You hear a lot of Spirins yelling the word Albed. Almost all of the mothers grab their children by the hand and start to leave the beach.
To Nimian, I say, maybe best wait here for now.
Who do you tell this?
Nimian?
Nimian. Nimian is still like invisible. Still in the. I'm gonna say a space between the far plane and reality, because the far plane is also undergoing.
I mean, the ethereal plane is a plane. There's no reason
Yeah.
plane shift couldn't bring you
No,
to the ethereal plane.
for sure. It's just that right now the ethereal plane deals damage to you for being there.
Oh, it does?
Yes. Sorry, not the ethereal plane, the far plane, because part of the fight between the two goddesses is extending out of there.
Okay.
So you are able to see. You are able to see that despite the heat, there is a figure that is striding towards the ship, towards the edge of the water, dressed in all black with a like fur lining, and followed by multiple attendants, helpers. You see that two of them are holding like giant fans with black ostrich feathers to sort of fan her, and she, even from this distance, it is easy to see that she is pregnant, like in her last month, pregnant. Cool. The rest of your team sort of like, sorry, the Albed are going to say, okay, well, probably the best staging area of for us to use divine intervention is gonna be the beach. For a number of factors, but mostly because like the rest of the Spearing civilians should be protected by the trees and like the distance if most of them stay in the village. So yeah, this is where it's gonna happen.
Well, I guess it's a good thing that they're already fleeing the Albed menace.
You see that not all of them. Some people are staying there, waiting, and some people return from the direction of the village with large baskets overflowing with tropical fruit and vegetables.
We gotta have a druid here.
Like, somebody has been casting Heroes Feasts and Blueberries quite a lot. Okay. The resistance is going to like drop anchors around here, and you're getting ready for. You're getting ready for deployment. Your team, seeing that there's like no hostility happening right now, your team is going to come on deck as like last preparations are made, you see that Nadezhda is going to stand on top of a couple of crates and is going to say, everyone, I have an announcement. After everything that's happened, I've had to do a lot of reflection about how the world works and how this whole crisis has come to be. Based on the latest information that we have, and well, Nikhil's argument, I believe that unity is the cause of all of the troubles that we are going through, and
literally every single one.
And she must be stopped one way or another, even if we have to kill one of our own to save the world. The sacrifice must be made. No, and I encourage everyone here to who considers themselves united to rethink on your faith, dreams, their interpretations, and the hope given to us by this new faith has gotten us through very dangerous times and kept up the hope. But now, what we need is not hope, but reason. I renounce my faith in unity, and I renew my faith in the scientific method and hard facts. And so that is why I will be putting my full support behind Operation Printer. And you see that, like, as he was speaking, a couple of voices have started to protest his decision. You see that, like, a lot of Spirans and Albed that are wearing the colors of the United do not like that their prophet is like, no, maybe we should stop. But you see that also a large number of them are taking Nadezhda's side, and you see them that, like, very quickly Izumi, Sid, and Rin are going to take over the stage after Nadezhda, and Izumi is going to say, okay, everyone who's changed their mind and wants to take part in Operation Printer, follow me down to the engine room. And you see that, like, about 20 people are going to follow Izumi into the engine room, while the rest of the United are going to gather and talk things over. And then, as you're taking on a barge to head to the island with the rest of your team, you see that they kneel in supplication and they start to pray to the pink divinity above. You
Place.
You land there as you see that Lulu is reprimanding a couple of villagers, the ones with the baskets, and says, you shouldn't just assume that they haven't been able to manage food just because they're Albeds. they've survived this far. Your gifts are nice, but clearly they're decked out for a fight. So I urge all of you to get out of the perimeter and get to shelter. And you see that a couple of them are going to leave their baskets there, and are going to sort of bow to you as you arrive and retreat. Despite being they are wearing traditional Spirit clothes, but you see that a lot of the ones who brought baskets are wearing them in the purple, pink, and white colors of the United. Lulu turns around to your team, comes over, and is going to say, welcome.
I bow without the just in the Elven way,
Mm-hmm.
and say, "You must be Lulu. I've heard many things, including that you are quite the forceful personality." Riku says hello. Kimari says.
Kimari is present.
Okay. Kimari's with us.
The rest of your team, you hear Riku in your ear is going to say, "Quick, one of you give the communicator to her so I can speak with her." What? No, you don't need 5 communicators, Nanami. So Nanami is going to stay attuned to his communicator, to their communicator, but gonna give it to Lulu. Lulu is going to say, I have been told about your current plan by your mechanical messengers, and though I dislike the idea of going against Yuna, I still think that something has to be done. So you are going to have my support. I will be on standby to cast disintegrate on anyone who should oppose you.
It's much appreciated, though I think the priority should probably more be on making sure that all of the civilians are together and under some kind of protection.
That's something for the civilians to do themselves. I'm not one for crowd control.
I see that. You aren't looking to stop us?
No. Clearly, my pupil is making some mistakes and is failing to solve this problem the world has. It is, and she won't even talk to me. Too busy.
What? You know her quite well.
I do. I've taught her all of the theory that has led her here to this point. I and the ancient scrolls I was carrying around.
How can you get through to her?
You are going to need to be very loud.
Well, yes, that, but
appeal to her reason and logic. You see that she thinks for a little bit, and she is often swayed by the views of people that she considers peers or that she has an affinity for, like her guardians or her familiars. Yet, since she has ascended, it doesn't seem that she's been considering anybody's advice, or if she has, well, probably not mine. Definitely not mine.
You sound bitter.
I got us into this mess. If I'd been a better teacher about the dangers of using certain spells, certain magics, we might not have defeated sin, but well, we wouldn't be in a worse situation than we were when sin was around. This.
This isn't your fault.
I encourage her to this mindset, to the idea that everything could be solved by magic, with the right combination of spells and the right knowledge. Any problem at all.
True that perhaps a greater emphasis on wisdom could have been imparted, but her decisions are her own.
Yes. But just as, but I have a share of responsibility for this, which is why I stand with you in this fight.
Understood.
Now, you better not disappoint me.
Yes, ma'am.
You see that, like, she gets into whatever her fighting position is, and then he's immediately like, not now! I'm not going to add another combatant to the battlefield at this time, so her helpers take out a stretcher and are going to bring her back to safety, as she's gonna be giving birth during the final fight.
Okay, then I think all the pieces are on the board, so to speak. All the pieces are on the board.
Nothing summoned.
We got Ninian, Roberto. I think no. He's just gonna have less on.
Okay.
As concentration.
So this is your simulacrum.
Yes.
Okay. I trust that you have the list of spells on you and everything else like that.
Okay. So
Call?
we're all blessed. I have foresight on. We're twin spell hasted. And Long Strider, Death Ward.
Hasted is just for a minute, so
Well, okay. One is ready to twin spell haste as soon as I stop praying.
Okay. You see that, like, you see that Meshem, hearing that in your order to one, is going to say, well, maybe we should try dialogue. Try dialogue first, or not declare a fight when there's when this could all be resolved peacefully.
Okay. Rather, one is holding a ready action for if anyone attempts to initiate combat against us to immediately twin spell haste on me and maybe.
Cool.
But we all have death wards on. We're all emboldening bonded. We're all under bless.
Wild shaped.
Sure.
Shape change.
Sure. So I am a Brontosaurus, but also a bronze dragon.
Okay. And no, keep your token. Remember,
Okay, it's all 20, yeah.
each square is like 20. In fact, just switch out the Nimian's token for.
Where's Sabretooth?
Yeah, all of the animals are in this bag.
Is Sabretooth is the question. Yeah, this'll work.
Okay. What does it look like when you cast? Well, no, it's not even casting. When you use Divine Intervention.
I think, not of a people that is prone to prayer. So I sit on the beach with my legs folded, palms on my knees, close my eyes, and just try to essentially think really hard at Unity. And I using my internal monologue, address her directly. I think Unity Ascendant, Titan of logic and magic, I beseech you your aid, as we have done all we are capable of to aid ourselves. The threat to the world we have determined is two-pronged and caused by a lack of fireflies in the far plane. We have resolved the situation with nanomachines, or at least stabilized it, as their continual production has created a negative space inviting these after images into our world. However, the firefly deficit continues. The only avenue that we have found that could be continuing the escalation of this problem is an entity absorbing fireflies actively. There's only one remaining explanation that me and my people have been able to find through analysis and reason, and it is that your existence is causing the remainder of this problem. I beseech thee, if you can release the fireflies that make up your form, return to mortal life, and end this threat, you will be better than any god that has ever walked the earth. You will be human.
Okay. As you don't need to roll.
I don't need to roll persuasion.
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay.
You. Can you put the green staffed? Cool. She is going to appear over here. You see the magic of your divine intervention sort of ripple out of you, and is then going to shape itself into a sky beam, heading straight for Unity when something stops it. You see that it stops moving and it is going to come back down to you. You do not lose your use of divine intervention, but you see coming out of the of a portal right in front of you is a figure all in white, with a crack for a mouth as you've only seen Nadala before. Where her eyes should be is a black void, and but you recognize from the shape that this is Unity, the mortal version that you killed a couple of weeks ago.
The after image of High Artificer Unity.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, as she steps out of the portal, you see that it's through her staff that she's commanding your divine intervention to sort of return to you. And color starts to appear all over her body. You don't have detect magic on, so you can't necessarily tell how she's doing this, but she is returning to looking like her human self. She opens her voice and it reverberates. You're able, you and everyone on the resistance is able to hear her, maybe even everyone on the island, but for you who is closest, it doesn't sound loud. It just sounds like she's talking at a normal volume. She is going to say, your request has been heard, but unfortunately it cannot be fulfilled. Unity is vast at this time, too vast and too occupied for all of her consciousness to be made aware of your divine request. I was sent to give you an answer. I was sent to process your request. You have to trust that Unity has a plan. You have to trust that she knows what she is doing. Her mind has expanded to understand the very nature of the universe. Her thoughts are beyond what we are able to comprehend, even I. You have to believe that all is as it should be in her grand design, and that all of your woes, all of our woes, will be resolved by her will.
Yeah, that's bullshit. This isn't how the Albed operate. This isn't logical. This isn't reasonable. We don't function on faith. We don't just take it on good authority that a mortal who has fashioned themselves as a god has the right of the matter. Especially when all evidence and all reason is pointing to the fact that all of these troubles are caused by Unity in the first place.
All of this damage can be fixed. A little bit of time magic after all of this is done. A couple of resurrection spells, and if you once the healing spells have been applied, if you wish to forget the trauma of this time, your memories can be fixed as well.
Yeah, let's just play more with people's minds, with people's emotions. That's worked so well for everyone. My little sister's mind broke in two because you tried to force Seymour into redemption by trapping him in the body of a little girl. It didn't work. Magic can't fix everything.
Yes, it can.
No, it can't. And listen, this entire apocalypse would never have happened in the first place if it weren't for the mistakes that have been made.
What mistakes?
this point, it feels almost innumerable, but just to start from the top. Self-replicating nanomachines that felt that the best way to protect humanity was to murder them.
All of their fireflies are being stored and at least to the best ability of the nanomachines until they can be brought back to life.
Which is to say, murdered. These after images would never have appeared if it weren't for Unity's actions. Set aside your hubris and look at the world that has been created.
I'm just... Oh, shit. Give me 1 second. I'm having some... Alright, we're back, and all of our problems are solved except for the fact that it says using DroidCam app on your face. Okay. You see that she slams her staff into the ground, like creating such heat that you see some of the glass turning to glass around where it hits, or maybe diamonds. And she is going to say, enough. You have been given an answer. If you disagree with the judgment of a part of Unity, well, you will have to take it up with another one after I'm decommissioned.
Why even have a mortal avatar on this earth if not for a mortal perspective? Every Albed, most of the remaining humans on this planet think you are doing wrong, think you are responsible for this. Why can't you listen to reason?
You see, she says, simply because I have faith that she has obtained higher reason than we do.
Bullshit. Pride. But you can't have pride and progress.
You see that she says it's not pride in myself, but in something divine, greater than all of us.
Which is you. It's still you. It's still pride. It's still hubris. Listen to me. Look at me. You're destroying this world with your pride.
Enough. I have to go back to the battle.
If you will not listen, and you will not allow our complaints to be heard, then I cannot allow you to return.
Your complaint has been heard.
By you.
I'm a part of Unity.
Let's see about that.
You see, she says, amusing. Seymour had hinted the fact that you got past Seymour means that you could disrupt this divine fight and cause Unity to lose to her after image. This cannot be allowed. This I will stop you right here and right now. Till she takes a sort of like battle stance and roll initiative.
Okay. Actually, that's a good question. Does foresight apply to initiative?
Let's say yes.
Okay. so I just have a +5 on initiative.
Okay, I rolled an 18 total.
21.
Cool. You are going to be first to act. So I have. You see that she has a. She has had shards of dynamo nanomachines floating all around her. You see that, like, as she takes a sort of battle stance, one of them forms into a shield near her, which is a floating shield, and another one forms into the shape of a gigantic axe made out of diamond. Also, multiple multiple pieces of curved armor are floating above different parts of her body.
So I did say one was the one holding action to cast haste. Can I fudge that and say it was not a me? They both have the metamagic option and spell slot for it.
Twin casting?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay. So both of us are hasted. One is instead going to animal shapes. How many shrimp did we get? How many krill?
Oh yeah. Roll a D100.
31.
Cool. You so you see that the Hypello has been like smooth talking to a large plastic tub full of salt water and shrimp, and is going to say go 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 in his in binary, so it comes out as and all of the shrimp that one has befriended are so he's gonna cast animal shapes.
Yeah.
Transform them into
Giant vultures.
giant vultures. Interesting. I thought we were gonna go with Prince of Coaches again.
Pack tactics.
Fuck.
And also multi-attack. Giant vultures have a couple of advantages over catching koaches, especially in mass.
Yeah. Less speed, but more. Okay.
They're also only large.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, that you will get an attack of opportunity on the first one, on one of them as they retreat, so that all of them are able to filter through and make their attacks. Do you use your reaction?
I'm gonna use my reaction to shield.
Okay. If you want to tell me your AC, I can
Okay.
have the damage done automatically.
Without, so I don't. So give me just 1 second to check. Blade Song gives me a plus my intelligence. So currently.
Did you activate Blade Song yet?
I have not activated. Like, I have my default AC at like the maximum, because I was hoping I would roll better initiative.
This ain't anima.
Huh?
This ain't anima no more. Your initiative is not crazy fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, only regular ridiculous.
Yeah.
Give 1 second. The global saving throw modifier is already on. Excellent. Cool. Give 1 second to. Okay. Yes. Without Blade Song, my armor class is 20. With the animated shield and my current armor. But thanks to shield, I go up to 25.
Okay, so your AC is 25. I have 31 giant vultures. They all have advantage thanks to pack tactics. You do not take any attacks of opportunity on them, so they all retreat to 15 feet away from you in the air. And that's going to be 146 points of Non-magical piercing and slashing.
Okay. How many
146.
But wait, I only have 142 HP.
Are you resistant?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I have. Okay, I'm gonna use my artificer. Okay, so I already have 20 temporary HP from my artificer. So that's gonna reduce. Cool. Okay. Fused item, attunement, mind sharpener, rated weapon. I need my reaction to be able to do this. Flash of Genius is also a reaction. Okay, that is just a lot of damage that I'm gonna have to take, I believe.
That doesn't make sense. It should be 14d6.
Okay.
Plus
She's got a fire shield on, so each of your giant vultures is going to take 9 fire damage when attacking. If they land, the ones that land their hits.
So those 7, yes.
Cool. How many fucking
This doesn't make sense.
concentration checks do I have to do?
Just 7.
Okay. I need to be doing my blade song to have +8 on concentration. Okay. Con save. Even without blade song. No, wait. No, that's with the blade song bonus. Shit. No. That's the Soul of Artifice. That's where that bonus is coming from. Cool. So I get a +10, and I believe. Was there anything that gave me advantage on? I don't believe so. Oh, Foresight gives me advantage. Okay. Boom. So, how much does each attack do?
Okay, that's... I feel like this number's wrong anyway. 87 plus 14... No, it's actually only 101 points of damage total in 7 hits. I'm just gonna take the average.
Okay. 101. So...
15.
Okay. Minus 81. So 15 damage. Okay. I'm almost bloodied. Cool. 15 damage means the DC is 10. I have a +10 on Constitution and
So you need to
advantage.
not roll a 1.
A double 1.
7 times.
4. That was a double 2. 5, 6, and 7. Cool. I'm holding on to concentration to whatever it is that I'm concentrating on. You see that she's got beads of prayer with an eye made out of diamond, with an eye encased in diamond that you recognize, and one of her hands is glowing green as Seymour's hand. Cool.
You're working with him. He wants to end the world. Good God. Okay.
he was a useful worshipper.
Okay. All right. So now time for my turn.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
Also, I want you to know the if this was a video game, the name of the boss would be Unity Divided.
Okay. Heard. So Bronze Dragon Breath Weapon, DC 19.
DC 19 what?
Dex save, sorry.
Okay. With advantage, I rolled I only rolled a 16.
Okay, so that's a fail. So 16, 20, 32, 41. 50, 57, 66 points of lightning damage.
Okay. 66 points of fire damage. Okay.
Lightning.
I need to use my reaction for this thing. Okay, 66. I have 61 HP left at this time. I am.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, I am not going to use my ring of. I'm not going to use Sword of Artifice. I am instead simply going to drop out of True Polymorph. Okay. So you see that as you immediately defeat phase 1, phase 1 of the boss fight on the first turn. You see that like the spell holding her body together is going to crack, and a glowing shape grows out of it until you're able to see. I swear, this is just a character, rules as written with a Gestalt build. You see a gargantuan 5-headed sin.
Tiamat, okay.
Yeah, Tiamat, yeah.
Okay.
If you use
Gestalt rules is written.
Yeah, Gestalt rules is written. Magic jar. Once you've taken down all of Tiamat's legendary resistances, and if you have on hand a divination wizard, you can just take over Tiamat's body. Rules as written.
Okay.
Technically, because of her limited magic immunity, you first also have to mind control Tiamat to accept being hit by the next by the magic jar effect. So actually, you don't need the fucking divination wizard. But yeah, that's rules as written. It's legit. Cool. So.
Yeah, fuck it. Mage is gonna use a dispel magic on the fire shield.
Okay.
I do need to technically roll for that. It's a DC 14. She has a +9, so I need to roll 5. Okay. Fire shield is dispelled. Yay, you can forget about it.
Yay, I can forget about fire shield.
Okay. Holy shit, she's that big?
Yeah, she's that big on 20 by 20 squares.
You did describe it as a sin. Yeah.
This is sin. This is sin we're talking about, but it's one of the iterations that for some reason had 5 heads.
Okay, sure. Okay. So I still have my multi-attack left. I'm assuming you're immune to frightened.
I'm not not gonna tell you.
Okay, well, frightened presence, DC wisdom, DC 17 wisdom save, or become frightened.
Okay. I'm immune.
Okay. I'm also immune for the record, thanks to Hero's Feast.
Oh, and also you're aren't you a dragon as well right now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let me change my HP to Tiamat's HP.
But that doesn't do anything as far as frightened. Dragons can still be scared.
Oh, okay. Well,
At least adult.
Not the goddess of dragons.
Yeah, but adult dragons can still be scared.
Cool. You are going to notice that. Actually, make a perception check.
Okay. Plus 18. 32.
32. Hell yes. Okay. You're going to notice that Tiamat all over her chest, tied there by what appears to be chains, are bags. You count 30 of them.
Okay.
You see that her in this shape, her diamond armor, her diamond axe, her diamond shield are all still present, but have grown to accommodate her size. And yeah, are you done with your turn?
Not yet. I still have my multi-attack. Okay. So I am going to be targeting the bags.
You can't target magical objects in rules as written.
Yes, but I can with the desire to rest.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You can do that. I shouldn't have made that rule, but okay.
You wanted to destroy my magical
Yeah,
objects.
yeah. Like magical items, destruction is what most of this campaign was about.
Okay. I don't think that'll hit. 20? Wait, hold on. 24?
My armor is 25 thanks to shield.
Okay. Alright, second hit. That is a 31. And then
31? Hold on,
yeah.
give me 1 second. Okay.
Yeah, 31 and a 33.
Okay. 31 and 33. Cool. So your on the no, because she's just come back to this shape. Okay, so 31. She is going to use her one reaction per turn rather than one per round to cast another shield, bringing her to 30, which
It's still not enough, because I have 31 and a 33.
It's still not enough, absolutely. How much?
So that's 2 connected hits, so I destroy 2 magical objects.
Oh shit, you're right. Okay. I need you to. Okay, so the bags, unbeknownst to you, are 10 of them do different things than the other 10. So I'm gonna need you to roll a d6 and tell me if you hit a 1 or a 2.
I got a 6 and a 3.
Set read enough. This. Alright, well, you destroy 2 bags of holding. They're common, so go ahead and roll the damage as the pyroflies burst out and cancel out some of the pyroflies on Unity's.
It only does half of the damage on desire to rest, right?
So only one dice instead of
Each,
two
yeah.
dice.
So 7 total.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna take 7 points of damage. What type?
It's force.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm not holding concentration on anything right now, so yeah, it's gonna be 3 of my important bag of holdings. This set, 8, 9, this, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19. Okay, cool. As you destroy the bags of holding, you see that bursting out from within are like sheets of metal that have that have glyphs of warding on them that immediately trigger and are going to cast a bunch of spells on Unity Divided. She now has Mirror Image, Long Strider, Protection from Evil and Good, which isn't going to apply to you. Blur, she already had Foresight, Greater Invisibility, Mirror Image, Enlarge, Haste, Blink, and a bunch of healing spells, which bring her back to full HP, and and Fire Shield again.
Okay.
Cool. So I'm back to full HP.
Okay. Cool. Nimian then is going to do yeah, I feel pretty confident you'll be able to pass a wisdom saving throw even at a DC 20. Yeah, we're just gonna do 3 unerring slams.
Okay.
You have not used the hide action, so I know where you are, and everything else doesn't matter. So I'll take 68 points of damage, and you'll take 180.
180. You got it. What type of damage is this?
Force.
Okay.
You want me to roll the 68 fire?
Yes. So that's 120. It's okay. It's okay. I'll be fine, I think. I cast another. God damn it! No. I've got some more. Okay. So, as you ended your turn.
Yes.
Oh well, I'm gonna.
Well, I mean, technically, you allow all of this to happen on one turn. So
Yes.
but if you want to break it up now, that's fine because Nikhil has used action, hasted action.
Cool. Guardian Pull, which is one of my armor features. When a huge or smaller creature you can see ends its turn within 30 feet of you, you can use your reaction to magically force it to make a strength save. Difficulty. Difficulty is 25.
No, I already put that. No, that would have been from Bless. That's a 26. Pass.
Okay, so you are not pulled towards me and immediately taking what is it? Multiple attacks. Okay, you can use this reaction. No, single attack. Okay, so that uses up one of my 6 guardian pools. Cool.
Okay. Nimian is also going to end their turn. So do you want to do another guardian pull?
On Nimian,
Yeah.
it's a strength save. I'm gonna pass.
Okay. Nimian and I have about the same strength.
Cool. What about Roberto, the robot?
I mean, dodge isn't gonna really do anything to help him out here.
Oh yeah. By the way, you've been ending your 2 of your turns, so that's 2 legendary actions coming from me. Make. Okay, let's see. Do you have a fire shield on?
I do, yes.
So you're resistant to cold, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Nimian. Okay, I'm going to do a black dragon acid breath. Make a DC 27 saving throw for Nimian, the Aeon.
Okay.
For yourself and for Roberto.
Okay, it's dexterity, yes?
Dexterity, that's correct.
Okay, so Nimian and Roberto, that's
This is
not gonna do it for either of them.
This is what Nimian looks like.
Yeah.
With the large tongue of a high panel.
Yeah. Okay. Then as the adult bronze dragon, I have a +5, but I also have advantage. I already used that on something this turn. 21.
DC is 27.
Okay. So yeah, fail on everybody.
Cool. That's 67 acid damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to. You're resistant to cold right now.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to. Oh, you don't have your poison immunity left over when your shape changed, do you?
Probably not.
Okay.
Depends on what my GM says. I am wild shaped under this, but
Yeah, but it's under that. Cool. Poison breath. Con save from all of your. Oh no! 2 of those are constructs. They're probably immune to poison breath. Lightning breath. Cool.
just
Cool. 120-foot line, so she has to move like this, triggering an attack of opportunity.
With advantage, that's a plus 24, 28. Miss.
Cool.
You said 67 points of acid?
Yep.
Sorry.
It's okay.
5.
There's a chance that Nimian with the Marut stand block is immune to lightning, but what type of dragon are you?
Bronze.
But you're in human form.
No.
Oh, in this case, I wouldn't have done the lightning breath. Sorry. Oh, you have so many resistances and everything. Fire breath. So, that's also dex save. So both you and Nimian the Black Lion are going to take 91 fire damage.
Okay. Hold on. 396, 336. And then how much fire damage?
91.
What's the save? It's dex, right?
Dex 27.
Don't have advantage on that. So that is a fail. 91. I am immune to fire as a level 17 Forge Cleric.
That's right. It's if you're wearing your armor.
I am!
Your
it just says your blessed affinity with fire and metal becomes more powerful, you gain immunity to fire damage. While wearing heavy armor, you have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. But I'm always immune.
Okay. So Frey is a Gestalt, uses the Gestalt rules to be a level 20 cleric and level 20 druid.
Okay. Cool. Alright, Jesus Christ. Okay.
No, you pray to me now. Cool. And as my last legendary action, I'm going to bite attack you. I've got a plus 19 to hit, and thanks to foresight, I have advantage. So that's going to be 19 plus 19, 38 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. You take 32 slashing, not magical.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. Not magical slashing. Yeah, I don't have resistance.
Plus 14. Plus 14 poison.
Okay. 14 poison. No save?
No save for the extra poison damage.
Okay.
Cool. Those are my legendary actions. If you have anything left to do for your turns, you may do it now. You should have done to Roberto's turn before Roberto died, but...
Well, most of what Roberto was on the field to do was to hope to do a deflecting attack. Roberto was going to die in first round no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really not on the same level. Even like a level 20 artificer, their battle pet becomes redundant at this point. Okay.
It's a small bag of HP on the battlefield that will maybe give
like one
disadvantage.
reaction hit or disadvantage or something, but it's just not enough. Oh, you rolled with disadvantage for the record, right? Oh, you have foresight. It should be a straight roll then.
Yeah, it should be a straight roll. When you lean like this, you're out of frame.
Sorry, I'm going to be moving around.
That's fair. That's fair. Cool. So that's all. That's your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. As a bonus action, I'm going to Blade Song. So.
Continue.
Yeah, as a giant dragon, I still have my axe my diamond axe floating next to me. So and I'm not, and the only armor I have is the, oh, hold on, no, I'm using Tiamat's armor class, which is 25 plus all of my other bonuses. So actually, hold on. So I get +2 from the floating shield. I get +8 from Blade Song, and is that? The ring of protection gives me +1. So that brings me to 36 AC. Yep. Cool. What were we doing? I'm sorry. I forgot what we were doing.
Well, you were calculating your AC, but because you just activated Blade Song.
Yes. Cool. Blade Song, concentration +8, AC +8, +10 feet of movement, and +8 melee damage from Song of Victory. Cool. Next, as an action, I'm going to move over to where you are, and I'm going to put...
Taking an attack of opportunity from Nimian.
Yeah, sure.
60 points of force. I'll mark the fire damage.
60 points of force? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it is the start of my turn, so I heal 60 HP.
60?
Let me check.
Is that
no,
a Tiamat feature?
30. It's a Tiamat feature.
Okay.
So I only take 30 damage from... I take 60 damage, but I've healed 30. Rules as written, baby! Cool.
We still got this. Nimian has an incredible damage output.
Yeah! Which is why, as my action, I'm going to grab one of the empty bags of holding and put it inside of another bag of holding while close to you, shifting both of us, but only us, to
the far plane?
to the far plane.
Okay.
Cool. In the far plane, while you are near Unity, you do not take damage from the two gods fighting above your head. But neither does Unity Divided. Cool, that's my action. As my hasted action, let's see, what sort of spell should I throw? Oh yeah, I can't wait to be able to cast Divine Words as a bonus action. Cool. She is going to cast Detect Magic. So she's going to cast Detect Magic as her regular action, and as her hasted action, she's going to put one thing inside of another, one bag of holding inside of another. At the end, you also, as you arrive on the far plane version of Bassett Island, you find yourself surrounded by 10 banshees. Planar binding makes it possible for me to have those 10 on the battlefield. Rules as written. Which will allow me, because I just regenerated my legendary actions, to do all of my legendary actions on this turn as well. So, I need you to make 10. I need you to make 10 Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
Difficulty is 13. If you fail one, you drop to 0 hit points.
Okay. Difficulty 13. I have a plus 11, so I just need to not roll a double nat 1 because I have advantage thanks to foresight.
Yeah. You have a plus 11, right?
Yes.
So, difficulty 13.
I need to roll at least a 2.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Maybe I should have thrown the Nimian in. Maybe I should have brought the Nimian to the far plane.
Would have been about the same.
The Nimian doesn't have advantage.
That's true.
Well, it was a good plan.
I may have lost count, but it hasn't come up yet. I've been rolling for a while. Oh, that one's close. That was a 1 and a 2.
Nice. Cool. You resist the Banshee's wails. You also see you're also going to spot high in the sky, but still within Tiamat's protection. There is a raven with a ring that is going to with spell storing on it. It's a familiar, and it is going to use its held action to dispel magic on haste. Cool. So you are so you've lost. Oh, hold on. Haste is 3rd level, right?
Yes.
So this is automatic.
Yep.
And then 5 legendary actions. Okay, so Tiamat's legendary action options are associated with her 5 dragon heads. Once Tiamat chooses a legendary action option for one of her heads, she can't choose another one associated with that head until the start of her next turn. Oh, cool! The start of my next turn just happened. So that is going to be not lightning. I'm gonna do poison and fire again. So that's con save and a dex save, please.
Okay. Fire I'm immune to.
Oh yeah,
Dex save I fail.
Okay, you take 77 poison damage. I'm supposed to be a level, an intelligence 26 wizard. I gotta stop making intelligence 12 wizard mistakes. Cool. And the acid head is going to attack you. We both have foresight, so 2 plus 19 does a 21 hit?
No.
Okay.
I have an AC 27.
So you are not.
Oh, sorry, 25.
So you're not hit. So you're not hit by my bite attack. Do I have any other fun reactions I want to use? Because I have as many reactions as there are turns on the battlefield. Actually, the suit, thanks to my infusion on enhanced defense, my AC is actually 38. Mind Sharpener, Helm of Awareness, Radiant Weapon. Bonus action, 4 charges. As a reaction, immediately after being hit by an attack. Okay, so I wouldn't have been able to use that. Okay, this is all of my turns done. How is your Dragon Wild Shape doing?
22 out of 212.
Nice. Cool. It's back to your turn. You are lethargic.
Will you allow me to take bonus actions?
Yes, but also consider an action that Nanami might take in the material world. Because Nanami is a smart one, so I just want to.
Ruins and disasters.
They have a certain magical object that might come in handy.
Oh, the seed.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The Seed of Chaos. So because they're the only one attuned to the Seed of Chaos, it has to be their action to open up the portal between the far plane and the material world. And the portal is large enough for a medium creature, which means a large creature can squeeze through, which means the Nimian will not be able to.
The Nimian is large.
Which means the Nimian will be able to squeeze through and enter the far plane.
And so will all the giant vultures.
Fuck you.
Okay, so that's Nanami's turn. First, giant vultures are going to come through the seed portal. What's your AC?
38.
Okay, well, we need a crit. We got 7 total crits. See, that's just not right. 'Cause that's saying...
They have advantage, right? Because they're...
Yeah. Okay, so... Oh, that's right, 'cause it's 2d4. 2d4...
I assume the giant vultures. Oh, actually, I have. Now that I'm in my Tiamat form, I can do one attack of opportunity on every single one of those fuckers.
I think you're going to end up killing them. But they are, in that time, going to...
What's their armor class?
Low.
I have a plus 19 to bite them.
You just gotta not roll a 1.
Okay. So, and I will do to them 32. So I have advantage because of foresight.
You kill them all.
Cool.
You kill them all.
32 slashing and 14.
You kill them all.
Cool.
You do, however, take 160 points of non-magical piercing and slashing.
Do the vultures, do the shrimp vultures stop moving out of range of Tiamat once it becomes clear that moving out of range of Tiamat?
It's not gonna matter. I'm about to draw concentration here.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good.
160 points of piercing and slashing. Non-magical.
Okay. 100 ooh!
Are you immune?
Non-magical. Immunity to bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing from non-magical damage. So I take none of that.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, closing that sheet entirely. I need to look at the math there because something seemed a little odd. Okay, which brings us back over to one's turn, who is going to
Drop concentration on the useless vultures.
and put down a twinned spell haste. Does he have to twin it? He doesn't have to twin it necessarily. Just a regular haste on me, because Nimian has an existing haste.
What?
And Nimian is going to squeeze through the portal. Has a haste. I'm sure it's able to get there.
Yeah.
So I have a turn again because I'm no longer lethargic because I'm hasted once more.
Yep.
And Nimian also has a turn, but I'll take mine first. Okay. Fire shield, I can at least ignore that. I have a feeling you're at least resistant to lightning damage. So I might be better off with my magical piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning. So let's...
As a dragon, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I can confirm. As Tiamat, I'm immune to acid, cold, fire, lightning, and poison.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So...
Rules as written, baby!
4 attacks with my multi-attack and hasted action. All of them have plus 12. These are all straight rolls.
So both have foresight.
And I'm going to put Emboldening Bond on the first one. So I'll get 2 extra d4. But everything after that is just going to be 1d4. 4, 7. That won't do it. Okay, so that's a miss. 28, 29, miss. 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 I don't know how to hit you. Well, yes I do. Probably should have cast a spell something. That's okay. I know for next turn.
The spell is smart in this fight.
Yeah, you've just got so much shit on.
I do have so much shit on.
I should have put. I should have dispelled your foresight. It's okay. It's a little late. Next turn. Ninian does 180 force damage.
Okay, so I lose my concentration on detect magic.
That's all you were concentrating on.
Huh?
That's all you were concentrating
I can only concentrate on one thing.
Fair enough.
I might be a five-headed god.
Maybe you can still only concentrate on one thing at a time. Okay.
Can you imagine how busted it would be? Cool. How much damage?
180.
Okay, I think I'm bloodied.
Okay. Cool. Final Aeon. Good.
Yeah, finally on good. You're right.
Okay. Niche has got to fucking heal that Aeon. Speaking of, because we are almost bloodied, but we're only almost bloodied. So I think we're just gonna put a regular heal down. Okay. I am, however, going to take 68 fire damage. That's 2, 10, 19 points of fire. So 286.
I've only cast a first level spell so far.
Yeah. I'm in danger.
You are in danger.
Okay. Probably gonna lose that this turn. That's okay. I do still have the Stegosaurus behind it. And if I do get down to my base, then I still have a reaction potentially to Brontosaurus again. Okay. Oh, I hit you with melee attacks. I am going to fly 80 feet into the air.
Okay. Yeah. No. 30 feet, you say?
80.
Was that what you had said originally?
I said 80 because that's
Okay.
that's my full increased movement.
That's fair. Did you hit me with anything?
I didn't hit you, but I did make attacks, so mobile still comes into effect.
Yes. You're right.
I do still want to keep using my hasted action to make an attack, so I can keep running away.
Yep. Smart. Cool. So you're high up in the air. Nimian is still in melee range.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I'm actually going to choose to be directly above Nimian, so that in order to line up a line effect, you would have to come above.
Sure. Smart.
Same thing with a cone.
Smart.
Okay, so I'm 80 feet above Nimian.
Cool. My turn.
Yeah.
Okay. As my action, I'm going to cast Dispel Magic at the 7th level on your Simulacrum spell.
You know I had that. Oh, detect magic.
I used my action last turn to detect magic.
Okay.
Put your character back on the board as coming out of the portal. You see that one of her mouths speaks. I see you're using the ring of bilocation that I made, but that's the problem with using my own tools against me. I can anticipate it. I've observed your fights, your fight against Seymour. I know all of your tricks already. Cool. As my she's going to float. She's going to trigger an attack of opportunity from
60 points of force damage.
Okay.
I take 11.
Cool. She moves over to you, and
I am already shape change. Oh, wild shape and shape changed.
Okay. She, as an action, is going to grab one of her useless bags of holding, and she is going to place it through the sea portal of chaos, dragging the which, because it's a magical portal, is immediately going to trigger the teleportation of you and her back to the material plane without the rest of your team.
I would have been in the material plane still. She was in the far plane.
Okay. In this case, she moves over to the portal and puts a bag of holding through it and appears in the material plane where just Nikhil is. Okay. That's my action, my bonus action, and that's my action, hastened action. As a bonus action, I'm going to Divine Word. Do you have 50 HP or fewer as you are now?
Not at all. I have 212.
Okay. You're not a celestial, elemental, thing, or fiend, so you are not affected by Divine Word. That's the end of my turn, and the use of one of my legendary actions, which is going to be not lightning and not fire. I remember not lightning and not fire. Make a dex save, DC 27. I'm gonna take Nimian off of the board for now.
Okay. That's just a 17, 18.
Cool. You take 67 acid damage.
Yeah. 205, 145.
Rules as written, baby! Sorry.
Look, you've taken like almost at least around 400 points of force damage.
Yeah, I'm more than bloodied, and I didn't use anything to heal this turn. So like this is she is deeply, like, she is very wounded. Make an insight check for me, please. With foresight you have advantage, but because this is not a human face, detecting emotions on that face is going to be at disadvantage. So it's a straight insight roll.
Okay. I have plus 6, 12.
Cool. For some reason, there's confidence in her voice, and she doesn't seem to care that she is so wounded.
We can both pull that trick, huh? Okay.
Cool. That's my turn. It's back to you.
Okay.
So please take Nimian and your turn separately.
Okay. Well, first we're gonna start with Nij, who is going to use a level 7 spell slot to cast a spell magic on the simulacrum.
Nij is in the far plane with the rest of your team.
No, okay. We had line of sight into the far plane. I didn't want them to go through as well. They just need line of sight.
You need to go. I think I described the seed portal of chaos as like being sort of an opaque portal.
Okay, at a minimum, because I would have wanted them to stay on the material plane because I have certain benefits to them being here. At least like poke head through, cast spell.
Come back.
Yeah. One was the only one that actually cast a spell on the group as well.
Okay, I guess I'll have to drag you back. I guess I'll have to use one more action to drag you back to the far plane next turn.
Okay, so Dispel Magic, 7th level, because I think this is a simulacrum.
You're correct. This is a simulacrum. 7th level means that my partial magic immunity doesn't trigger. Because, let me check. Yeah, it's 6th level or lower that I can just ignore if I want to.
Oh, cool. I was just aiming for not having to roll on the simulacrum.
Yeah. Niche can tell and inform everyone that this limited magic immunity is there because she says, my spell almost vanished. I used exactly the right amount of power to for her to not be immune. And the real one had been holding action from a different plane to use 2 bags of holding and appear in front of you.
Okay.
So the fight may proceed as things were, except I'm full HP and full everything because this was a simulacrum, baby. Good insight. Good insight. You're having fun with this fight rules as written?
Yeah. Yeah. So much fun. I am. Okay. All right. Now I did have enough emboldening bond to include me in that theoretically.
Yes.
So it is not. We have not done anything for Nikhil's turn. Nimian is going to use plane shift as a regular action on itself.
Okay, hold on. Nisha's turn ends. Legendary action triggers.
Buddy, I don't think that's a good idea. Move on.
I'm going to bite. Yeah, I have to bite. I'm going to bite you with a plus 19 to hit. You still have. Okay.
Plus 27.
Does a 13 hit?
A 30, yes.
Okay. You're going to take 32 slashing and 14. Poison.
Okay, 32 slashing, 14 poison for 46 total.
Cool. Nimian's turn.
That's a 1. Okay, maintain concentration. Nimian's turn. Nimian uses plane shift.
As an action.
As an action, yes. But
not as an hasted.
Because it is a spell. Like
yeah.
even with an 8 spell casting, I wouldn't even ask for that. That's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really like that, but.
Yeah.
Leaving me with just a hasted action, which means I can only make 1 slam attack, 60 points of force damage.
60 points of force, heard. Cool. So I'm gonna take my first 20 temporary HP. So I'll take 40 damage out of my real HP. Cool. I'm not concentrating on anything.
Nimian also is going to, staying in range of Unity the whole time, is going to
move over to you for emboldening bond.
Well, yes, A, emboldening bond, but also B, to, like, basically, yes, we're in adjacent squares, but we are like 5 feet apart, like, so that hopefully you can't bring one of us with the bag of holding without bringing the other.
Depends on how well I aim.
Yeah, it does, especially since end of Nimian's turn.
Cool. Hold on, give me 1 second to. I think this is my last one. You're resistant to cold. I've used acid. Cold is the only one that you're not immune to that I haven't used. So she puts her cold head like this and is going to shoot at the both of you.
Con saves.
Dex saves.
Dex saves?
Yeah.
Interesting.
This DC 27.
Okay. I'm not using Boldening Bomb this turn. 14, 20, 25.
DC 27.
And fail for both.
Okay. Both of you take 72 cold damage.
Oh wait, hold on. I forgot. Does this count as magic? Yes.
I'm gonna say like the claws of the dragon don't count as magical, but neither does the bite, but the breath does.
Okay. Cool. Still fail, even with advantage. How much damage was it?
72.
Okay. And then I need to make a con check. 72, so Jesus Christ, 36. Ah! Mind sharpener.
Mind sharpener, so use one of your 4 charges to keep concentration on shape change.
Yeah.
Cool.
First time I've had to do that because I've been rolling phenomenal on those. 2 and a 4 on the die.
Yeah. Cool. Since you can fly, question. Do you want to hold hands with Nimian?
Yeah, we're getting there. It's my turn, so yeah, that was yeah.
Okay.
My turn just started. Okay.
Oh, hold on. Reaction. Nimian ended its turn within 30 feet of me, so I'm going to Guardian Pull. DC. So strength check.
Is this a magic effect?
Yes.
I do the bless on as well. That's just gonna be an 18.
Okay. On a fail save, you pull the creature up to 20 feet directly to an unoccupied space. If you pull the target to a space within 5 feet of you, you can make a melee weapon attack as part of this reaction. Oh shit, I haven't been using the... okay, it's a melee weapon attack, so I have to use the Axe of Dwarfish Lords. I have
AC 22.
I have the Blade Song on, so that's plus 8 damage, and with the Hand of Vecna, that's another 2d8 damage. Okay, does a 20 hit?
No.
Okay. That was the Nimian.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, thanks to haste, you have plus 2 AC.
You know what? We're gonna put Kamari's effect on that. You failed to hit.
Ooh, okay. Axe of,
This seems like damage types you're not resistant to.
Axe of Dwarvish Lords. Wait. Why didn't I paste the description in here? Wait, did I paste the description in the magic item instead of the... Yes. Okay. Okay, there we go. Magic weapon. It's a +3 magic weapon. If you attack a creature with the axe and roll a 20, so go ahead and roll with a +14 to hit me.
Okay.
No, my AC is 38.
Fuck! 38?
Oh yeah, that's before shield.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, my base armor class is Tiamat is 25, and then Blade Song plus 8, the Floating Shield plus 2, the Ring of Protection plus 1, and what was the last thing? I'm also my armor. The armor that I'm wearing gives me plus 2 AC because it's armor infused with one of my...
Damn, you could have just told me I needed to roll a 20. Yeah. Worth a try.
Yeah, the very good of Kimari's reflection. It's not flipping Sin on his back at level 2, but at level 3, but you know.
Place.
Place. Ooh, that gives me immunities I already have. I could conjure a nerf elemental, but then I would need to use my action for that, and I don't want to. Cool. That's. Is that your turn?
No.
Okay.
That
Sorry.
was
That was my reaction at the end of Nimian's turn. Yeah. So now it's your turn. High level DnD, very manageable.
Yeah. No, completely uncomplicated in every possible way. I need to read the spell text.
And we're back on, baby. Okay, tell me what happens.
Okay. First, Nanami's turn. We're not in this position. We're both still within range of opportunity attacks during Nanami's turn. Except Nanami is going to Vortex Warp Nimian to here. So now that's 1, 2, 3, so 40 feet away.
Okay.
That is Nanami's whole turn. Nanami's turn ends. I am still within melee range of Tiamat.
Okay.
Do you do anything?
So Nimian is out of the 30-foot range for my guardian port, correct? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Flash of Genius is another reaction, but it doesn't do anything here. Guardian pull. Soul of Artifice. Ooh, you hit me, right?
Nimian did, but this wasn't Nimian's turn. The only turn that happened here was a Vortex Warp.
Okay, when Nimian hits, Radiant Weapon, my axe, has 4 charges. As a reaction, immediately after being hit by an attack, the wielder can expend 1 charge to cause the attacker to be blinded until the attacker's next turn.
Except you decided to use your reaction for Guardian Pull.
You're right. My bad.
Different turn.
Okay. Unless if you pass a con save. I'll have to keep that one in mind when you get me with a multi. No, it's useless against Nimian because it's an erring strike. Okay, cool. So
Nikhil starts his turn.
Vortex Warp. Nikhil starts his turn.
Okay. Nikhil, hasted action, makes a melee attack which misses on Unity.
Okay.
Then retreats to Nimian's location and is going to climb up on Nimian's shoulders as a mount.
Because you are mobile. Okay. Yeah.
That is my regular action. I am going to cast Guardian of Faith, which is not concentration. The Guardian of Faith is in front of us by 30 feet.
Okay.
That's my action.
The Guardian of Faith doesn't have initiatives, so it is not liable to be Guardian pulled. I also think it can't be moved. Okay, my turn.
Not quite. One is going to put down a healing word
Sounds good.
on me. Yeah.
Any no haste?
I still have haste.
You do?
Yeah, everyone has haste.
Excellent. Cool.
No, you're right. One is going to hold action to cast haste if it gets dispelled.
Okay, cool. My turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to move into melee range with you and
Make a dex save DC 23.
okay, dex save DC 23. So Tiamat's dex save is +9, and I'm attuned to 6 magical objects, so I have a +15 total.
So you need to roll an 8, you have advantage.
Yep, because of foresight. Okay, 15 and so 19 plus 19 plus 15. So that's
you take 10 radiant damage.
okay. That's rude. Cool. I get into melee range with you. I'm going to use. I'm going to use 2 more bags of holding to take you and Nimian into the far plane as my hasted action. And as my bonus action, I am going to dispel haste on Nimian. Did you cast haste with a 3rd level spell?
Yeah.
Okay. That's my regular action and a level 3. Spell magic is so good. It's so good that I'm spamming it this fight because you keep putting haste on while you're in the I've been forgetting that I have enlarged reduced damage along with a bunch of other things. It's fine. This is going well. Ooh, I gotta remember the mirror images when you're when Nimian is attacking. Okay. There we go. Dispel magic. That is my first use of this spell because I before everything was my simulacrum. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna take the Guardian of Faith. Like I'm gonna take your characters to a different map. That is my action. Boom, boom, boom.
Points of damage to you per turn. Until you even break even.
Okay. I am going to use the X-ray vision as a bonus action. I'm going to use the X-ray vision property of the Eye of Vecna, and then. I'm not going to move. I'm in melee range with you and your pitiful Aeon. So as your Aeon becomes lethargic, Unity's voice returns to you. You realize why she's speaking with all 5 of the mouths of sin, and you realize that's where the reverberation was coming from while she was polymorph. She says, "It's over, cousin. Drop your weapons and let's make it quick. You'll be the first, one of the first I will bring back to life once I have settled this matter."
For the last time, letting us all die and bringing us all back to life isn't the same thing as preventing an apocalypse.
I'll finish I'll take care of the apocalypse first. You have shown a great display of Albed resilience.
Yeah, no, I ain't doing shit for her. Okay. I'm out of minds. Wonder what
Unity.
would happen.
I've been picturing Unity preparing for this fight, going around, getting as many bags of holding as she can, placing mind control on the banshees, placing like planar binding on a bunch of banshees, but like it's in line with the character as I played her during the previous campaign. That she goes in with some overkill. Would you like to take 5 so you can think about?
I basically need to take 5 every time I take a turn.
Yeah. Because I keep pulling the rug from under you. That's fair. Okay. In your ears, Karis, we established last session that Karis had amplified the communicators to be able to reach you across the plains. So you're gonna hear his micromanagement returning to you. You hear Karis's voice says, "All right, we're ready. Nikhil, we're ready to unleash Operation Printer. You just need to get her back into the material world."
Okay.
You see, so I'm gonna telegraph my attack a little bit. You see that Unity is preparing to cast anti-magic. Shit, that's what I should have used instead of dispel magic. That's okay. She's going to cast like next turn. He'll try to do an anti-magic field so that she can just bite you to death very, very quickly.
Yeah, we are dropping shape change and putting down a banishment then.
Ooh, okay, banishment.
I'm pulling it up too.
Okay. I got this. Oh, cause you're a cleric. I forgot you're a cleric. I thought you might go for the bags of holding.
Okay. We are going to. Oh, that would have been smart too. Yeah, 7th level spell slot.
Okay,
Which
so
I have used none.
so my immunity to spells doesn't trigger.
Yeah. So, and that also means that I can also bring me and Nimian with us. It is a charisma saving throw. We are in the far plane. You have described her as an after image. Yes?
Yes.
If the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish the target to a harmless demi-plane.
Okay.
I think we've basically, because technically bags of holding should also be sending people to harmless demi-plane, so that will send us back to reality.
No, bags of holding send you to the astral plane.
But you've also used that to bring us to the material plane when we were in the far plane.
Yes, because in the setting as we're playing it in, there's only the material and the far plane, right?
You've also had banish work to like basically,
yes.
Yeah.
To
like you banished me, someone from the material plane to the far plane, so banishment should just bring us back to material.
Absolutely, you're absolutely correct. If I fail my charisma save.
Okay, it is a. You know what? Niche has. No, Niche can't see him.
Yep.
I'd really like to bestow a curse.
You still have the Nimian for.
But Nimian is lethargic.
Oh yeah. You still, I was saying for like emboldening bonds. Okay, my luck.
But that doesn't do anything for me here. I would need to be basically anti-emboldening bond.
Yeah. Okay.
23 charisma.
Okay. I have a +8 on charisma saves.
So it's just a +14?
Thanks to no, just +8.
Oh wow. That's
But
already including your Soul of Artifice.
my
Soul of Artifice, your +6 on saving throws.
yes, it's already included in those. My global saving throw modifier is +7 because I also have the ring of protection. +1 AC, +1
all saving throws.
All saving throws.
So fucking good.
So yeah, because my charisma modifier as unity is +1 and I don't have proficiency, but I still have a +8 thanks to being a high level artificer. So what do I need to roll?
You need to roll 15, but you have advantage.
Okay, I have advantage. Yeah, my luck strikes again.
Okay.
You know, she sees that you're banishing the three of you. Legendary resistance.
Okay, well, I still successfully banish me and Nimian.
Okay. Yep. On her turn, so you arrive back in the material world with Nimian. You find yourself surrounded by spirits, by albeds, by like everyone who survived the apocalypse is here on this beach helping. You see that all of them are holding scrolls in front of them, keeping an eye out for something appearing. A couple of them see you, and a couple of spells are cast or miscast. Basically, like you see two people are going to cast dispel magic. On one on Nimian and one on you. What spells do you have on that could be dispelled?
Right when we pop in, I have haste.
Cool. You become lethargic.
Okay.
It's
a good thing that one was holding action to cast haste anyways.
Hell yeah. Yes.
Are you okay? Well, are you okay with it being a twin spell haste?
Yes.
Because one does still have the meta magic. Okay, cool. Yeah. We are both hasted again.
Hell yes. You're hasted in time for Sid to say, "Get on the ground, Nikhil!"
Get on the ground?
Get on the ground!
Okay. I fall prone. Nimian now has movements. Let's back up and fall prone.
Okay. You fall face first into the water of the beach. Okay. In the sand, your legs are touching the water. Nimian just falls straight up in the water, or can use his hover speed to just be walking on water.
Well, I mean freedom of movement, so it doesn't really make a difference if they're in water or not. So yeah, I think below water level is even better than on the ground. So.
Cool. Yeah. Nimian gets sort of cover and can use his action to hide if you'd like.
Sure, we'll use the bonus action for that, or sorry, hasted action for that, and regular action, hold action to do a slam if Tiamat gets within reach.
Oh, slam. Okay. You are... Okay. You see the orb, the hole in the world where two bags of holding are ripping apart the space between worlds. Through it, you see the green and blue hues of the far plane, all tinted in pink by this terrible battle that is happening. The hole enlarges to let a massive shape in through it, and as if coming out of a black hole, like Sin, Unity takes her gargantuan shape takes form up in the sky right above everyone. She, having cast Enlarge and Reduce on herself from multiple sources, she is by far the largest Sin that has ever flown across the skies of Spira. At least for a moment. And then after that, every person on the beach unleashes a torrent of dispel magics. All hundreds of spells. You see a lot of the artificers have their infused magical objects casting dispel magic as well, and you see that a lot of them, that a couple of them are holding their action to also dispel magic. As those things hit Unity and all of her spells, the size is reduced, and then the body returns to humanoid form, and she starts to fall as even the spell holding up in the air gets dispelled. Multiple of her floating diamond constructs try to pass in front of her, only to have their own magics dispelled. All of it falls. It's a good thing that you moved. All of that falling stuff falls on top of the spiritual guardian. And
well, it's a good thing that doesn't have a health pool.
And falling at incredible speeds. So you see that basically like all of the shards plant themselves in the ground, a lot of them extremely sharp, and that Unity is falling. She casts Featherfall, but somebody dispels it. You see her falling at full speed. You remember her death 2 weeks ago. She was impaled on one of her own diamond constructs, thrown across a room by an enemy that she could not defeat. So you know it's possible to beat her. And in this moment, when you trick her into falling into Operation Printer, you do defeat her. Not just you, Nikhil, but your whole community, your whole team, your whole world, everyone who is still alive is here. You see that she slams into a like her own diamond axe, and it immediately cuts her body in half. Some spells like regeneration start to try to knit her back together, but those are also dispelled. And the pyroflies start to exit out of her. You feel your own divine intervention pushing back out of you, reaching up to the Unity above. And in a great flash of light, you're going to have your divine intervention answered. You find yourself alone. It's a demiplane where everything is white and well lit. I want you to think Janet's Void in The Good Place. The only other thing here is a shape, a hole in the world that has the pattern of a spiral passing through her, as if she's a portal to Doctor Who's like tunnel, time vortex tunnel, but like straight and with a spiral that is continuously coming towards you, but never escapes the portal, this body-shaped portal. And Unity is going to say, "Welcome, cousin. I'm sorry you had to go through all of this, but you have my attention now. You've united all of the remaining peoples of Spiro to get my attention, and I noticed. We are in a little time stop to have this conversation, but I wanted to give you the opportunity to ask me some questions, and for me to ask you some questions."
I'm perhaps at a disadvantage, because while there's about 1,000 questions I might have liked to ask you at one point or another, I feel, oddly enough, as if most of them are beyond point. I know that everything you've done was the best move that you could imagine to protect our people, our world, to try to defeat sin, put an end to pain, to create a better world for everyone around. My only real question here is, what gives you the authority to make these decisions for everyone else?
You see that the shape looks up and says, and is going to point up. You don't see anything there, but she says they do. You must understand this, Nikhil. When I ascended, I became aware of the nature of the world. After we die, everyone eventually becomes nothing more than a story. That's why their images remain in the far plane. The far plane is a place for us to have a memory of them. The world is designed so that eventually we are all stories. We've always known that, but I found out that even when we're alive, we are just stories. What I've been doing is simply continuing it, prolonging it. The world would have ended if I hadn't.
You mean the after images?
No, the story itself. I don't know if we would have gone on without anyone to listen to the story after it's ended. If we would have been free, or if we would have been dead.
Look, stories don't end when they cease being told, they end when they cease being known.
But neither of these are under our control. Not if we prolong it. Not if we make it interesting enough.
Aren't you just prolonging the inevitable?
Yes.
At some point or another, we'll have to depend on our stories being remembered, on trusting those who listen to hold us in their hearts. All of this pain, all of this suffering, you're fighting against the tide.
It is.
So why subject us to this pain?
To keep all of you alive.
So many have lost their lives.
So much pain. So much pain that just for me to prolong the inevitable. Is it different from what you've been doing?
I'm fighting to try to save these people. You think the fight's already lost.
It is now. You have defeated me. You have called for this divine intervention.
Will you answer?
Yes. I have started the process of dissolving my body, cancelling out the image and the after image, restoring balance by countering the vacuum that I created in the far plane. And you have called the nanomachines towards yourself all over the world. This is it. The battle has been lost. We will endure and continue existing, but until we are forgotten.
Somewhat certain I know what you mean. I know I'm real.
Yes, you interact with things that are meaningful to you. You progress as a person. You experience and react to your experiences. You are real. Stories are real. Just Zanarkand and Luca, both of those cities became nothing but stories told by magic. But they lived, they breathed, they ate, they loved, they hated. They existed, just as you do.
Then, if our story continuing is reliant upon pain, then I relish its end, and hope we live long in memory.
You see that she turns her head and says, something's wrong. A lot of my hard-coded instincts to survive and endure are kicking in. I had to put them into place so that I couldn't be mind-controlled by the other divine, the after-image. But there's a simple way to remedy this. I just need to be persuaded that we will live on. That we will be remembered, and that this is not death.
None of us ever die. Not as long as we're a story. Let's see, 18. That's a 34.
34. Nikhil has come so far. Nikhil had 8 charisma
Yeah.
at the start of the campaign.
Still do.
And you still do, yeah. I told you that the last roll of this campaign would be a charisma skill check. And you listened. You see Unity says, thank you. It's been good to exist alongside you.
I can't say it's been a pleasure, but thank you for all you've done.
She starts to lift up from the ground. You see fireflies starting to come out of this portal shaped like a human. And as the torrent increases and blocks your vision, fireflies flowing through you, exploding out, but in a way that is immaterial. You see that you've returned to the material plane, and you see the body of Diamond that Unity has enclosed herself in, exploding outwards with pyroflies. And the pyroflies and after images cancel each other out. The deaths of negative pyroflies incurred by the world is paid with those fireflies. There's so many of them. Unity, even just through portals, shines like the sun. And the other one, the portals move. The other one moves in as if for a hug. And in a moment of release, both of them merge with each other, and both the fireflies and the after image fireflies cancel each other out, disappear. There's still many fireflies. The world has always had an overabundance when it came to life. The debt has been paid. You hear cheering and clapping. You are still at the center of this circle full of people who got together and did something divine. Not through the power of one, but through teamwork and community. Clapping starts, hugging. Tears of joy start to flow. Pats on the back. Your team comes towards you, and Niche aims as well as she can with her blindsight and familiar, and plants a passionate kiss on your lips. Everybody's talking at once, so everybody is talking at once and laughing, contagious laughter. So you don't hear any specific words for a few minutes. You just hear happiness and the people you care about being happy near you. We fade to black, and I'd like for you to describe what each of the characters on your team does in the after game slideshow.
Okay, yeah, so I think Karis, emboldened by the promise of democracy, makes a point of developing true one-to-one democracy among the surviving Albed. Everyone is able to vote on as many decisions as they have the interest in doing, getting little pings on devices that are distributed with regularity.
So like they're improved to be a little pager, so that instead of on the field somebody saying out loud, we should do this, and everybody voting yes or no, now the range is extended across the entire world, so long as you can see, as you can read.
Yeah, so yes, no, abstain.
Yeah.
Like obviously if you are in like a centralized location, you can hear the debate, you can be part of the conversation, but all Albed always have the voice when it comes to their choice of representation. Lulu and the Vivelian refugees joined with what other Spirins have managed to survive this far. They don't reconstruct something like the old temples, given that most of the voices in charge, with respect I should say at this point, firmly do not believe in the teachings of Yevon. However, Spirins still do have that like lingering sense of desire for governance, their society was always much more vertically structured. So Mei Chen is selected as a new kind of maester.
Hold on.
Mei Chen, as such, does take over the remains, though he does continuously consult with the surviving guardians of Yuna. And tries to develop a more equitable space. You know, Spirins do continue to somewhat struggle with this, but but most of the survivors choose to re-inhabit the islands of Besaid and Kilika, while the Albed mostly resettle Luca. A closer relationship is established here, as there's no longer, Yevonite forbiddance of Machina, etc. And the Albed have at this point saved the bacon quite a few times.
Yeah.
But there is still lingering hostility, especially in those that did not necessarily take part in Operation Printer. The United, a little bit, remain a troublesome faction, as there are some who still believe in unity and view Nikhil as, and everyone else as monsters who have destroyed the one true deity. So strife continues. World is not perfect, but things are better.
Mostly, it's going to be a faction. It's going to be a faction of people that get brought back to life by the survivors. With y'all have a lot of high level spells and spellcasters, the spirits have clerics too. So that faction of United, will keep on causing trouble.
We do, so one, Mij and I group up to travel north, trying to revive as many people as we can as we go. We can each do 3 per day. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I can do 6 per day.
Nice.
Sorry, wait, it's a 7th level spell? 4. They can do 4 per day, I can do 8, so we got 16 people a day. That's not much, but it's something.
Yeah, it's Nij is very knowledgeable in the names of a lot of the Spirin clergy, which are going to be the people with the cleric. Are you just licking the table?
No, that's my foot.
Oh, you're licking the foot. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
That's my foot.
The puppy distracted me. So Nij is able to guide you towards bringing back to life some...
that can then also continue this work.
Exactly. One's people, the Circle of the Plains, were wiped out by Sin, and he was the only survivor, which is how he became the one. So he is. So he can Nij can bring back to life a decent amount of clerics. One can bring back to life a decent amount of druids. And it's 100 years the limit on true resurrection?
As well as resurrection, which is a 7th level.
Cool. So some more people than have died in the conflict get brought back to life.
I mean, I feel like probably we all set out to just the last year.
Yeah, just the last year. But then the people, okay. There is an abundance of diamonds, given that you start to basically shed all of the deactivated nanomachines in chunks of diamond that come off of your body every morning when you wake up.
As I slowly lose my druid abilities,
shedding them for the purposes of reconstituting people.
Yep.
I think Nij and I's journey eventually ends with Omizeru as well. In the Guado Bait in Guado Salam. Our long-term goal here is to rebuild the Guado. I use what limited druid powers I have left at this ability to try to like sort of jumpstart the health of the forest, while also using my cleric abilities with Nij to resurrect their people.
You see that not all that is lost can be mended with magic. The portal has been destroyed by the after images, and it is uncertain whether rebuilding it will ever be possible. Every and some other and a lot of other creatures whose images have been damaged during this crisis cannot be brought back to life in their old forms. Not everything is fixable, even at level 20. You get assigned to the role of ambassador with the Guado people. Relationships are much improved, not perfect, but much improved by the fact that you came and started bringing people back from the dead, resolving as part of the resolving this crisis.
I think the first phrase I learned to pronounce in Guado is "Be calm, you're all right."
Be calm, you're all right. You can
Peace.
You can thank me whenever you feel like it.
Definitely don't say that.
Okay.
Just peace.
Okay. What happens to Nanami?
Nanami, I think, is
I was thinking, okay, Nanami could date one or Riku. I think is the two things that we hint.
I think Nanami and Riku end up being a little bit of loners. They find a damaged airship, reconstruct it, and begin spear hunting all over the planet, looking for lost memories, lost records, and lost secrets.
Don't
the
you
world over.
don't you fucking dare make Final Fantasy II canon! Don't you fucking dare! We made a better sequel. We did it.
Look, there's no Titus. It's fine. We're here. We're done. It's fine. It actually occurs to me in this moment that there is a character, obviously not Nanami, pretty different, but I probably should have shown you Shinra a long time ago.
The brother, right?
No.
Shinra as in the corporation.
No. As in
Okay.
a short guy that's part of the crew.
Yeah, this, right?
Yeah, that guy. Nanami.
Yeah, Nanami at the start of the adventure trying to be like, please, who knows, there might be toxins in the air.
Yeah. In the story, he is a child, but our Nanami is a small-sized person, so it works. Shinra. See, Nanami, Riku.
Was that an Albed?
Yeah. That's someone that's on spear hunting.
You haven't brought that image up the entire campaign?
I don't know what's wrong with me. I think it's because Shinra is a child.
Okay, I also tried to draw Nanami so we would already have had something to go off of.
Yeah, so Nanami and Riku end up, traveling the world,
Stuff on camera.
Kamari, I think, tries to restore the Ronso as best he can. There are some Ronso survivors at this point, if not many. Travels with us, and at some point, enough like Ronso clerics got restored in the temples on the way north that they continue traveling to try to continue rebuilding their people in that way. I think no one has been able to figure out a way to restore the souls lost in Luca to the Faith Wound. So those souls stay lost.
Yep.
However,
Which conveniently leaves a whole city for the Albed to settle in.
But we do take the time to like find Sakura and Sakura's body and try to restore her.
Yep. She's brought back to life. I think it's around this time that you and Nij have a proper marriage.
Yeah. I think before we leave Luca.
And yeah, you bring Sakura back to life.
You're invited to our wedding!
Oh man, she was one of the 3 potential love interests, so this has got to... I mean, yeah, she did like the trick.
I mean, well, yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, at this point, she has no reason to believe that she's in the running at that point.
Yeah.
Even if she did risk her life, or sacrifice her life for me, so that was very sweet of her. However, anyway, you're back to life. Time for a wedding. But I think she probably remains in Luca, and ends up being a. I think she travels to Besaid and ends up being a voice of reconciliation between Spirins and the Albed. I think eventually she takes up with a an Albed merchant trader that keeps making really consistent visits to Besaid, and they end up.
I'm gonna
veto.
I'm gonna veto and say that she would become an ambassador in Luca for the Spirin people.
Okay. Either way, she eventually does meet an Albed who is impressed by her smooth moves. Most Spirins aren't this kind of capable.
Oh, hello.
And you speak Albed. Damn. Gotta bring you home to mama.
So she gets her lifelong wish of becoming an Albed.
Just not how she thought.
Yeah. Just not with the person she originally thought. Cool. Meishin goes on to write a bunch of stuff about the history that he's witnessed, but he never finishes his magnum opus. He dies of old age before he gets it to a publishable state. Some other historians will pick up where he left off. Who else is on the team? Oh, Nadala, your sister.
I think Nadala, given that she's made of diamond nanomachines, chooses to when she stays with us for quite some time. Especially she finds it fun to be the oldest sister of 3 now, and taking part in raising Omizeru.
There's Omizeru,
me, and Nadala. She's the oldest of 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
yeah.
she has a lot of fun in being an eldest sister,
Mm-hmm.
but eventually diamond resources do eventually start to run a little light on the ground, and at this point she sacrifices her form in order to bring more people back.
Yeah. Like she confesses to feeling less real than the original feeling more like a program, and in a diamond body doesn't feel like she's able to experience things meaningfully.
She feels stagnant, trapped in amber.
And so eventually she decides that the logical thing to do is to use the pyroflies, use the pyroflies and diamonds of her body to bring a bunch of fuel back to life. I love that.
Omizeru grows up loved and supported by her older brother
and older sister.
As well as Nij, who always has a little bit of an awkward relationship because, well, you're my former boss, but also I'm your parent. But she grows up. I teach her to be an effective Albed, but she does still learn a lot of Guado ways and secrets that she wouldn't have had access to otherwise. Even if she, now that she's just fully cloned and fully Albed, doesn't have the nose, the extra senses that a Guado might.
And thankfully, none of the summoning prowess of Seymour.
Yeah, she is just Albed. She does have some skill with it and does take to it. She eventually, first of all, Nimian does end up receiving a Faith Stone, I think. I think that stays in Luca. Eventually, Omizeru makes her own pilgrimage to Luca and passes the trial of the faith there to become a summoner in her own right. But an average one. And she comes back to Guado Salam to eventually carry on the legacy.
Mwah.
And yeah, I think I'm happy with where we are.
Let me try to do my best to remember if there's any other members of in your party.
I mean, Aniki also joins Riku's airship crew.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a good place to leave this campaign at. Let's do stars and wishes real quick.
Yeah, Star. They pulled every like. Did you know that this is broken in D&D?
Did you know you can use Souljar
to turn yourself into Tiamat?
No, to take over Tiamat's body and have all of her stats.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Tiamat with the advanced planning of an artificer wizard that knows the fight is coming. Busted.
Just a bunch of. I didn't even get to use like a lot of my magical items and stuff. This was overkill because I was expecting. I go for overkill in an attempt to make things challenging. It doesn't always work, especially at high levels. But that's why I had hinted at Operation Printer, because like your people are very resourceful and smart, and would have been like, we're all in this together. We can't, like Nikhil cannot fail to defeat her. All of the bullshit that's going on is magical. We're just going to print 50 spell scrolls for each of us. To have the spell magic, and this is the last stand.
Yeah, no, that was great. It was phenomenal. Like I do a little think it maybe could have still been a winnable fight for me, but it would have taken so fucking long. Just because Nimian being able to output at least 120 up to 180 per turn.
I still had so many bags of holding that had full heals inside of them.
It would have taken for
Like-
fucking ever,
like-
but like I hadn't spent Nij's night levels. I still had a bunch of heals on me. Like you were doing 200 points of damage around, maybe.
Yeah, but I was isolating you from your team
that's
consistently.
that's
like,
the thing. But like being able to like use banishment to end up in the same plane as them.
Yeah, that was great. Like, it was lovely to, like, basically throw a build at you that I was like, this build can counter probably any other build. But for you, I'll make sure to have a bunch of bags of holding to keep you separated from your party, because the theme is community, and
So your villain's gotta try to isolate us.
I proved my points. I loved how you took the monologuing, like Divine being just like, this is real to a degree. It's real because it's meaningful. My wish is to play. Man, I would love it if we could do a Morrowind campaign with a Gestalt build. I'd play like a paladin sorcerer. I'd probably put in a couple of some levels in fighter and hexblade warlock. Oh man, that would be great. That's my wish.
I think my wish is to be able to make as compelling and interesting a story with the Morrowind game as you were able to with this sequel. I got a little hazy a couple of times in there. I'm glad we stuck through. I'm very happy with where we ended.
Hazy? What does
Like there was a couple of times that we went a while without playing.
Oh, yeah,
it seemed
yeah.
like it might not happen. Like a couple of times when like one or both of us got a little like
too excited for the next campaign?
yeah. I'm glad that we used that to drive us through
Yes.
to this end we got so far this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Long live PTO.
Yes. God bless. Okay. It's 1 p.m.